I walk into the glass-walled boardroom, heels clicking against polished marble, already sensing the imbalance of power in their smiles. The air smells like expensive cologne and entitlement. My auntie stands beside me, hands folded. Her cotton sari a quiet contrast to the sharp suits lining the table. The CEO doesn't even look at her when he speaks. "And this is my business partner," I say clearly. He chuckles. "Oh, just a housewife joining for moral support. How sweet." Laughter ripples across the table. Polished suits smirk at her quiet posture, at the way she simply nods, unbothered. One executive leans back, swirling his overpriced coffee. "We're here to discuss real professionals handling real money," he says, eyes never leaving her simple sorry, deliberately slow like he's explaining math to a child. I feel heat crawl up my neck as they ignore her presence and address only me. Every question, every clause, every number, as if she's furniture. A contract slides across the table. I scan it quickly. Her name is missing, intentionally. "Wait," my auntie begins softly. "The liability structure here doesn't—" "That's cute domestic thinking," the CFO interrupts, grinning at his colleagues. "But we'll handle the business side, sweetheart." Phones buzz. I catch one of them recording, turning humiliation into entertainment. My stomach twists. I catch my auntie's forced smile, the one she uses to survive disrespect, the one I've seen 1,000 times at family gatherings when uncles talk over her. The deal collapses into open ridicule, not negotiation. They're performing now, competing for the biggest laugh. I realize they believe power belongs only to loud voices and titles. The room erupts in laughter again, someone mimicking her soft tone, sealing the insult publicly. And she just sits there, silent, absorbing every blow. I remember growing up watching my auntie manage our entire family on invisible labor, budgets stretched like miracles, crises resolved before anyone noticed. She sacrificed her education so I could attend a better school, working side gigs no one acknowledged. Late nights where she balanced household accounts better than any accountant. Her handwriting filling margins with projections, corrections, backup plans. I recall neighbors praising men for success while ignoring her backbone work. My uncle got credit for providing while she actually ran everything. Her marriage story surfaces in my mind, how she was told ambition was unbecoming, how her degree was framed as a waste, how she learned to make herself smaller to fit their comfort. I remember her quietly teaching me discipline, ethics, and negotiation at the dinner table. Not in classrooms, in kitchens, between chopping vegetables and stirring tea. Flash back to her running informal supply chains for local women, connecting farmers to buyers, negotiating prices no middleman could beat. I realize she understands business from survival, not privilege, from necessity, not theory. A memory of her being excluded from family decisions resurfaces, men deciding her future while she served them snacks. I feel guilt for ever underestimating her myself, for introducing her as just my auntie, for not demanding her name on that contract from the start. Her silence in the boardroom echoes years of swallowed pride. I understand this humiliation reopened wounds she never spoke about. After the meeting, the executives circulate clips of the mockery online. Within hours, it's everywhere. My auntie's face becomes a meme paired with sexist captions. "When housewives try business. Stick to kitchen strategy." The comments are vicious. I watch her withdraw, blaming herself for embarrassing me. She apologizes quietly over dinner, barely touching her food. "I shouldn't have come," she whispers. "Don't," I say, but the damage is inside her now. Anger builds as investors call me questioning credibility. "Is your team serious? Who is that woman?" My reputation bleeds with every call. I start digging into the company's background out of instinct, Something about their confidence felt off, too loud, too performed. I uncover inconsistencies in their licensing documents. Dates don't match, signatures look copied, regulatory filings incomplete. My auntie quietly asks what I'm researching, her curiosity sharp, cutting through her hurt. I show her the files. She leans in, studies them, then points out a flaw I missed. This supplier doesn't exist anymore, she says calmly, tracing a line with her finger. Shut down 8 months ago, but they're still claiming active contracts. She casually dismantles their supply chain logic, explaining cost structures, margin gaps, logistical impossibilities. We begin late-night strategy sessions at the kitchen table. No boardroom, no glass walls. Just us, documents, and chai. Her analytical mind surfaces fully, unapologetic and precise. She doesn't ask permission to speak anymore. I realize they underestimated not just her, but the depth of her intelligence, the years of invisible strategy, the survival-sharpened instincts. The power dynamic begins to tilt silently. A phone call comes from a former employee of their firm. His voice shakes. "I saw the video," he says. "What they did to her. I can't stay quiet." He reveals internal fraud masked under aggressive branding, fake partnerships, inflated valuations, regulatory shortcuts. My auntie listens on speaker, then calmly outlines how it all connects: names, dates, patterns. "I've seen this before," she says. I stare at her. She reveals she once consulted unofficially for similar businesses years ago, before marriage, before silence became her uniform. She knows exactly how regulatory systems will respond, which departments, which laws, which deadlines. I watch her step into authority without raising her voice. No anger, just clarity. "Do you trust me?" she asks. "Yes." "Then don't intervene. Let me handle this." I feel the shift as she takes control of the plan, not as my assistant, as the architect. We prepare documentation while they celebrate another mocked victory online, posting screenshots of destroying amateurs. A regulatory deadline approaches that they've ignored: compliance reports, audit submissions. My auntie schedules a meeting under my company's name, same boardroom, same people. I realize she's about to reverse everything. The same boardroom fills again, confidence dripping from their side. They think we're crawling back. My auntie enters first this time, documents in hand. No sorry today. A crisp blazer, hair pinned back. She looks like war dressed in patience. The CEO smirks. "Back for round 2? She doesn't smile. She speaks calmly, outlining compliance failures they can't deny. Section by section, violation by violation. Her voice is steady, surgical. Screens light up with evidence traced back months. Emails, contracts, falsified reports. Their laughter dies as legal implications sink in. "You missed your audit deadline," she says. 72 hours ago. The door opens. Regulators enter unexpectedly, summoned anonymously, badges out, notebooks ready. The deal is frozen instantly, accounts locked, operations suspended pending investigation. Investors turn on them publicly, demanding explanations, threatening lawsuits. My auntie locks eyes with the man who mocked her, the one who called her thinking cute. "You underestimated me," she says quietly. "That was your mistake, not mine." She reminds him that undervaluing people creates blind spots, that arrogance makes you sloppy. The room falls silent as the company's operations are halted. No yelling, no drama. Justice unfolds without a single insult returned. News outlets report the shutdown as a regulatory crackdown. Major firm under investigation. Fraud allegations surface. The mocking video resurfaces, now framed as evidence of arrogance. Comments flip. She knew. They messed with the wrong woman. My auntie refuses interviews, choosing dignity over attention. She doesn't need their validation. I watch her confidence settle into quiet peace, not revenge drunk, just balanced. Our partnership becomes official, her name leading the agreement, printed, signed, recognized. Former critics approach with forced apologies. She accepts them politely, doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, just moves forward. She declines revenge beyond accountability. No public shaming, no gloating, just consequences. Our family dynamics shift as respect finally aligns with reality. Uncles ask her opinion now. Aunties stop patronizing. I notice her walking taller, speaking freer. She takes up space without apologizing. The house feels lighter, balanced, like a weight lifted off foundations. The humiliation transforms into empowerment, not because she fought loud, because she fought smart. I realize revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it corrects. I reflect on how society equates silence with weakness, how we mistake quiet for empty, how we confuse humility with ignorance. I admit my own complicity in letting titles define worth. I almost introduced her as just my auntie. Just. I speak directly to you now about unseen labor, about the people who hold everything together while others take credit. I describe how underestimation is the most dangerous bias. It makes you blind, it makes you careless. I acknowledge the emotional cost my auntie carried quietly. Every joke, every dismissal, every time she swallowed her voice. I express gratitude for learning strength through humility, for understanding that power doesn't need performance. I challenge you to reconsider who you dismiss, the quiet ones, the helpers, the people you don't see. I remind you that respect is not granted by job titles. It's earned by character, by competence, by showing up when it's hard. I frame this story as a lesson, not just revenge, because the best revenge is becoming undeniable. I invite you to share stories of overlooked strength in the comments, in your life, with the people who deserve to hear it. I close with the image of my auntie calmly pouring tea, steam rising, her hands steady. I end asking you to subscribe for more stories where dignity wins, because it does, every single time.